Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy, known as, or Jer. I'm the wonderful DM for these amazing players, and they have to blunder their way through my world, and me blunder my way through my world. So yeah, enjoy everybody.
Hi everybody, my name is Bob and I play Ulysses Highwind.
I'm Jessica and I'll be playing Adaris.
Hello everyone, I'm Andrew and I'll be playing as Gray the Rogue.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'll be playing as Jezebel Gray.
And with that, we'll pick up where we left off last game. The four of you met in the small little port village of Glimmer. Ulysses washed up on shore, staring at an elven man looking down at him as he laid on his back staring up. Adar, you had been in the village for a few days now in your quest for knowledge and magical items and such. The two of you looking to possibly make diplomatic connections and trade routes, making your way down from the crossroads into the village. You guys spent some time walking through the village. Adar kind of being your guide. Ulysses, you stomping your way angrily, just trying to find some ale and such, I believe, to wash away the woes of losing your small vessel, which you saw some interesting individuals make their way into the inn, along with the little innkeep. But Adar being more, once it started filling up with more and more people feeling a little more enclosed and not comfortable, you stepped out for a breath of air. Ulysses, having chartered you around once or twice before, stepped out to check on who he realized was actually an old friend, upon which he noticed a lighthouse not lit off into the distance. Upon warnings from Ulysses' new friend about the path to the lighthouse, they were disregarded. And as you made your way along the shoreline and then up through the trail, which took a lot longer than you guys, than the distance proved, you guys thwarted what appeared to be a rendezvous between lizardfolk and merefolk, made your way up to the lighthouse, and upon further investigation, an old man at the very top, once Adar had shifted into a nice little bird-like form and to investigate the top, wagged his finger. With that, you made your way back down to the edge of the clearing, you had your discussion, and decided to set up camp for the day, as it took you the better part of the night. And with that, what do you guys like to do?
I'm making tea.
Okay.
Because everything's better with tea.
I'm playing with a deck of cards because I think playing with a deck of cards is a lot of fun and that makes everyone happy.
I'm probably watching him play with the deck of cards, and I'm pondering on the tower itself. I'd probably be trying to see if I could feel out any kind of magic in this area.
Sure.
Not that I checked the night before, but now that I've slept, maybe things...
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Okay. Ooh, 21.
You notice actually the tower, the lighthouse itself, is slowly starting to kind of shimmer a little bit as the sun now starts to crest down. It doesn't appear as though to you as though it's a forbidding shimmering, like there's something like dangerous to the four of you going to happen. But you do notice, like, it's kind of like the shimmer that you see on the highway or in the desert from the hot days when you get that shimmery mirage type appearance. There's no sensation in the ground or anything like that. It just appears as though the tower itself is shimmering.
I imagine Ulysses is probably sitting on a stump, sharpening his blades, and not because they need sharpening, but because that's what he does when he thinks. So he's just like stewing and like almost takes it like to personal offense that this lighthouse is not a real lighthouse, when it really should be, in his opinion. And I'm trying to remember. Did you tell us that there was a man in the tower, so we know that there's somebody up there,
Yeah,
right?
I did all. I told you guys that, and it would tell you that it's shimmering. If I saw it shimmering, I would mention it.
Is that normal?
I don't really know much about lighthouses, but I don't think they usually shimmer. It's probably whatever kind of magic is going on here.
I think Ulysses could probably confirm that no, they're not supposed to shimmer as far as he's concerned. They're supposed to be lighthouses, not shimmer houses.
Great. Belle, you guys?
Belle at this point has her pack pretty much out. Everything's everywhere. She has no organization, so she's just like, I think I had some Earl Grey in here somewhere. Meanwhile, like, all of her stuff is just like, the entire campsite is covered in stuff.
He's just thinking about, like, as he's shuffling, like, absentmindedly, he's not gonna get a game at anybody right now, but he's just thinking about what's inside the tower right now.
So you're looking off towards the tower too.
Yep.
So pretty much everyone's focus except for
Belle
Belle
hasn't
is on
thought
the tower
about the
right
tower
now.
at all.
Okay, since you've scattered everything you own across the landscape, basically, make an investigation check for me, please.
Probably not good. With a -1, that is a 6.
You are bumbling through all of your belongings. Gray, you kind of duck a little aside as you're used to this, and she throws a frying pan away, just because out of anger and spite because she can't find her tea. And then, Belle, as you, like, in your now fury that you can't find your tea, you turn and you look at the fire pit and the cook fire, and you see this man in, like, leathers from, like, the forest and that, just sitting there brewing a pot of tea.
Well, this is awkward. I was going to make you tea.
Who's she talking to?
Do they not see him?
They're looking away at the towers currently, so...
I will, like, offer a wave and introduce myself.
Hi!
I'm Jezebel Grey.
Oh, hello, Jezebel and your friends. And at that point, you guys hear a voice speaking.
Yes,
Yeah, I turned to look,
And as you turn to look, you see this middle-aged human, male human, sitting by the fire. His hunting attire is well-traveled. It's mainly of furs and leathers. Oddly, he seems as though he just kind of appeared out of the air, though. You get the sensation that he can move very, very quietly when he wants. And, he's sitting there boiling some tea over the fire. Miss Jezebel, would you like some of my tea?
That would be lovely. I think I might have cookies here, and I will go back to looking in my pile of stuff.
And the three of you, would you mind having some tea with a fellow traveler?
Sure, why not?
I can't.
No, I don't think I will. Tea is basically just vegetable water.
Well, your friend brought tea, not coffee, or I would have made you some coffee.
Wait, that's my tea?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going crazy. I did have tea. And now I'll start trying to put stuff back in my bag.
Does he look like the man that I saw in the tower?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
You don't have you don't even have the faintest feeling as though that sensation of him being the same as the person that was in the tower.
I'm not one to turn down tea, especially when somebody else makes it.
It's always better when someone else makes it. It's like salad.
He just shakes his head.
Doris is like, all right, so yes.
So as you all make your way and sit down around the fire, he looks you all. Were you the ones making the racket in the night, coming up from the shoreline?
Well, we stopped the racket that was coming up from the shoreline.
Oh, yeah. So you met with some difficulties then?
I wouldn't call it difficult.
It was interesting. It was a very long walk, and I don't know, it was definitely not a simple walk, but it wasn't too difficult.
An inconvenience.
Easiest paths tends to be that way sometimes around these parts, on these shores. Generally, it's a lot better from this vantage point to go straight cross country and not follow the easy shoreline. Was there any doings going on in the inlet? Any meetings and such?
Not that we encountered. We may have accidentally broken up a meeting. We didn't really stop to ask questions considering they were firing upon us.
Were they lizards and sea people.
That's correct.
Have you encountered such before?
Encountered a lot of weird things in my life. So no.
It was very exciting.
Did they appear to be at odds or friendly with each other?
I can tell you they weren't friendly with us.
They weren't really alive enough for us to observe their behavior.
Mr. Gray, did you find anything on there?
Oh, I don't think we found anything. We had a search.
You did, actually. You found a missive, like some sort of communication between the two parties.
Yep. See, I'm there, this is leading towards something that I don't remember.
You've asked a lot of questions of us. Perhaps we can ask one of you, like your name, for instance.
My name? Leander?
That's disappointing.
My name?
Yeah, I thought I saw it was a Franklin.
Why Franklin?
I don't know. You look like a Franklin.
Do I look like some hoity-toity aristocrat that named Franklin with a hat and wanders through the town?
I feel like you have an unfair idea of Franklins.
Anyways, no, my dear. I spend more time in the forest.
What exactly brought you to this lighthouse? We came to try and light it for safety reasons.
Oh, and with that, as the night is actually starting to slowly crest down, he looks over. You mean the tower that appears from there from time to time? And as the four of you turn and look, you can see now it's just rubble. That the tower itself has seemed to have disappeared.
Adaris, being a little bit new to things, would probably try to run over and make sure there's not a dead person in the rubble.
Sure. So yeah, you get up from the fire, you turn, you start running over there as fast as you can. The three of you watch as your companion, in her urgency and haste, runs her way over towards this ruin now. There's the rocks are moss covered and such.
Yeah, and we obviously didn't hear anything. It's not like it to our ears.
No. It was there's a shimmer, and then the conversation started, and then as he pointed back, it was gone. So
I think Adaris knows that it didn't just happen, but she's concerned that maybe because there was a person in the tower when it was whole, her concern is that maybe someone was trapped underneath.
Yeah. So go ahead, roll just a perception check, really.
It's a 13.
Yeah, as you run over there, you and being one with nature and such you already are, you can see that there's no signs of any tracks or any humans or otherwise other beings in this area that was trapped underneath the tower. It just appears as though this is a ring where a tower at one point had existed within the world.
Weird. New friend. Last night was able to actually see a man sitting in the tower, and yet now clearly the tower is long gone. Does that ring any memories of yours?
Yes, he likes to come here and study the seas, especially before, during, and after storms. As we know, the storms here in the Sea of Dreams, they come up rather quickly. And he's very secretive in some of his ways and the conversations I've had. He does source some meals and such from myself from time to time, so I've had some limited conversation with him, but he's a very unique individual, and one that, while doesn't profess power, you feel as though you're in the presence of power.
Oh, I felt that. Yeah, that's fair. Strange. So he visits a tower that's not often here. Sounds very hard to plan.
He's still here? Because I'm gonna...
Oh, Leander, he's still here.
Yeah, I've got cookies
The
on a plate.
Oh, he gladly.
Garnish with a little mint leaf.
He gladly accepts the cookies.
So, we ran out here to light a lighthouse, but the lighthouse doesn't exist.
Well, there's another lighthouse over there, and he points back towards Glimmer, and you can see now on the other side of the village, there's a lighthouse. It's lit. It appears to be doing its task.
Does this look like the same lighthouse?
No. This looks like just like this lighthouse that you guys came to investigate appeared to be like, in disarray and decay, and it was falling apart and such. And even when you had arrived and looked around, you could see that it was almost abandoned. It was the feeling that you would have got. Whereas this other lighthouse now that the obviously that is there, it appears as strong, good working order. And then you also now you get the sensation that while you were asking a few of the citizens of Glimmer about this particular unlit lighthouse, they didn't seem overly concerned because it's a normal occurrence for them. It's not one that happens with any sort of regularity that they're able to plot out, but it's something that they've lived with now for the last 25 years or so.
Something's there sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Like a cloud.
Yep.
Fair enough. Well, that's peculiar.
Yes, Mr. Gray.
Well, so he's normally something he's pretty... So he was surprised when he saw that this tower was gone, but he would have tried his best to keep a straight face because it's one of the things he prides himself on. He's like, So I guess at this point it seems like maybe we've just gone for an extended walk as he surveys the pile of rubble off to the side.
Oh, I would not say that. You've brought me some news of some disconcerting events between two. Normally they are, I would not say allies and are friendly. They seem to raid each other quite often in their wanting to control the coastlines. So that missive, should you allow me to have it, is disconcerting, and I'll have to investigate that further or have my allies look into it as well. But that is something that is troubling, but more troubling is from what seems to be happening coming from the crossroads and towards Glimmer. There's rumors of raids and such. I believe either people in Glimmer, or should you choose to carry on from here towards the crossroads, people at the crossroads may be able to inform you more as to what's been happening. I do know that shipments have been waylaid, disappearing along the pathway, and the blacksmith and the little goblin seem to be the ones most interested in looking into it back in Glimmer.
Interesting. Well, you seem to be a man of the woods, as I myself occasionally am, a woman of the woods, just by your attire and things like that. Are you part of an organization that's trying to protect these areas? You seem like a solitary person, yet you mentioned allies.
I will say we are friendly with each other. I seek their guidance, they seek mine. I'm currently not affiliated with anyone.
I feel that, I respect that. So should we head on back toward town? Are we rested enough? It was an epic journey.
Belle will pull out her coin to decide.
Sure.
34. I say heads, we go back.
Yeah, and when you flip it, and you catch it without even turning it over, it's a heads.
Alright, I'm good with going back.
Looks like we've lit this lighthouse.
Ulysses is fuming. He is so mad right now. He says nothing. All he can muster is just a scowl on his face.
And
Belle
I say that.
hands him a cookie.
He pauses for a moment and takes the damn cookie.
Okay, with that, where would you guys like to go?
I was going to ask before with Leander. So are you going to come back to Glimmer with us, perhaps?
I believe my path leads towards the shoreline. But as I said, if you strike out rather straight, almost nearly as the crow flies, the path can be a little easier than the one you chose to converse.
Well, considering we were able to traverse the coastline pretty easy, and I was at least somewhat a little bit lighter out for now, may as well just shoot straight across the woods. I can help. I'm usually pretty good at finding my way in the wilderness.
But I never got to do anything last time. I'd like some fun.
What did you want to do?
I want to fight stuff.
Well, if something fights you first, you're welcome to poke at it to defend yourself.
All right. I go where you guys tell me.
Adaris
Bye,
is
Franklin.
nervous. That was disconcerting.
All right, so you guys can actually make a survival check for me, please. Anyone who would like to.
That is a 10 plus 3 is 13.
I got an 8.
8,
11.
11.
6.
As you look across, you do realize now from this vantage point that following the shoreline brought you up over mountains, like almost like mountainside, like cliffs and such.
Yeah.
And then even though the path seemed easier, it just was meandered all the way through. So as you sit there and gauge, you can see that while it'll be a little more rough terrain for you to navigate, like Leander says, going the straight way is the better.
Yeah.
And you're able to estimate that it'll be about a 6-hour walk-ish.
Okay.
A short little hike.
I think he communicates that to the party, and then just immediately starts walking without their permission.
Adaris looks around and is like, I don't really know these woods, but he seems confident, so I'm going to follow him.
A lot of confidence.
I'm also afraid he's going to try and construct his own lighthouse.
Construct a lighthouse. Write it down.
So do you see? His rage was palpable. We should follow it.
If anyone's going to fight anything, it might be him.
True. She'll like go a little, speed up, walk a little closer to him with excitement.
Yeah.
Are you really set on the name Ulysses? That's Belle says. Literally asking him.
It's not.
I think he has to like really digest this question for a moment, and you see like it just like confuses him to his core. He just like makes this strange face before just kind of croaking out the word yes.
All right, to each their own. There's a bit of a judgment in her tone.
And he just like doesn't just one ear out the other.
I need a marching order, guys.
Ulysses first, babe.
I'm still sitting right beside Ulysses.
I think I probably follow up the back, kind of just making sure nothing is trying to take us down.
Mm-hmm. Gray's in the middle.
Safety in the middle.
I'm filling.
Gray's the half elf.
I'm squishy. Please don't hurt me.
What about Girth?
I'm
about Girth.
I mean, the name Girth.
It's a terrible name.
I was thinking like Girth Greenbeard. You have a beard and everything.
I will not change my last name. I'm a Highwind to my bones.
Girth Highwind sounds fine.
He, I think he just like jims the camera, you know what I mean? I think he starts walking just a little bit faster, being taller and having longer legs.
Is there danger? Why are we speeding up?
Belle breaks into a jog.
He's trying to outpace the paladin. I don't think it's going to go well for him.
Well, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen.
He says, falling slightly back.
Let's see what's going to happen then. All right, so as you pick up pace, Ulysses, to get away from Belle, who's chattering in your ears, all of a sudden you just hear the clang, clang, clang of her armor as she's starting to run to try to catch up with you and keep pace. Gray, he's being Gray, wandering along behind, and then a dart in the back. Guys! I need you two to make perception check at disadvantage. Gray, you can make a perception check, and you would make a perception check in the back, Adar. Actually, you would get advantage on this one, Adar.
16 plus 3 is 19.
Not one.
That one.
I got a 15.
15.
21.
21.
19.
19. Ulysses being up front, you notice it's starting to get a little more crowded in, and there's the path. There is an obvious pathway here as you've been traveling now for the last couple of hours, but yeah, now you're starting to be a little more hemmed in.
We're about 2 hours into a 6-hour-ish hike.
I would say more close to 3.
Okay, so half-ish.
Yeah, you're about halfway. But you are so concerned with renaming everyone today that you have no idea what's going on. And branches are now kind of slapping your face in that as you're
Today, I feel like this is the way she lives her life every day.
Well, so far though, today, been trying to keep pace with you, Ulysses. Gray, you're starting to pick up. You do notice that something's a little off, but you're not sure where you can put it on. You don't hear the normal night sounds of animals. And now as it's closing closer to midnight, and you, Adar, in the back, you actually hear what sounds like a small creature being devoured by another creature.
Okay, I would stop for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Ulysses noticed that like the party was falling behind, he'd probably slow down and also inspect.
I rolled a nat 1, so if you stop, I feel like it's just gonna be a cluck.
No. Belle goes. She barrels right past you, and she's still going, trying to keep pace.
I wouldn't want to alert too much attention, but I think I can cast light, so I'd probably just cast light on my sword and hold it up. Just try to be like, just try to signal that something is up, but without startling.
Yeah, so your blade gives off this small, sorry Tolkien fans, but this small sting-like glow as though the goblins or orcs are there. You do pick up the 3 pairs of yellow eyes kind of looking now towards you from the darkness.
So with the light going on, I'll just draw my rapier and my dagger and just kind of look around to gauge at how much danger I'm currently in.
Yuli?
Where's Ulysses' position? Can he see these eyes? Like, where am I in proxy to? Adaris?
You can see very faint yellow pairs of eyes, but you can only really see one. Because you're human, right? Yeah. So you can only really kind of make out one right now. But
okay. I think he's gonna probably try and get the drop on these things, or at least like get out of like this line of sight.
Okay. You're still barreling ahead a little bit. You do run another 15 feet or so, and then you kind of realize that you finally realize that, oh geez, I am now past everyone, and you turn around and you see the party kind of stopping.
Can I see that they have weapons out?
You would see the glow of her sword as she's holding it
White
up.
glowing scimitar.
Well, I'll pull out my blade as I go towards and get my shield off as I'm walking back.
All right.
Probably not very quietly.
With that, you hear a large howl come out of the woods from behind you guys. Everyone, can you roll initiative, please?
We're in danger. 22.
22 for Gray.
I got 19.
19. I got 16.
What did you get over there,
14.
Belle? Who has dark vision? You two. And Belle, do you have dark vision?
No, human.
Okay. But for this check, you people who can't see in the dark, sorry.
I'm not wise.
You two actually see now 3 wolf figures prowling their way up.
Okay. And they seem to be kind of trying to move just around.
Yes, it appears as though they're looking for a bigger, more meatier meal now. Top of the round, Gray, what would you like to do?
Well, I can see that my ally is surrounded, so I'd like to run away. No. I'm going to go after this wolf here on the left, I think.
Okay.
It's kind of off by itself, so I'll make my way over.
Yep.
10, 15, 20. Then we'll go for a rapier attack.
Okay.
And we're going to try to hit with a 12.
And somehow the wolf, seeing you make your way through and using the force around it to its advantage, slowly shifts slightly off to the side. Your rapier just missing him.
So when he's going for the dodge, I'm going to try it with my bonus action and try to hit him with the dagger instead. That one's a 16.
That's it.
I'm going to slash at him for 6 points of damage.
See, with your dagger. Okay. With that, the 3 of you hear yelp coming from the wolf as your friend's dagger lands true. That was your pretty much your full. Well, that wasn't your full movement, was it?
I'm good.
Okay. With that, Adar.
Seeing that my friend's a little bit spread out for me, I'm actually going to cast Entangle
Nice.
on an area kind of right in front of me. So I got a 20-foot square within range, and my range is 90 feet, so I'll probably put it kind of between these two. So that area is difficult terrain. Any creature in the area when I cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. And it lasts for a minute, but it's concentration.
All right, so 2 strength saving throws for those guys.
Yes, and I have to beat my spell save DC of 13.
No, they're both restrained currently.
Down, puppies, she says.
All right. Bonus action?
No.
Movement at all?
She's going to move off the path like everyone else seems to have done and just kind of
Shift that
go this way.
cute for sure.
She's over here close to this.
Ulysses.
Alright, I think I'm going to... Obviously, Entangle is going to be a... What was the save against Entangle again?
It was a DC 13.
It
But
doesn't
it's difficult
affect
terrain,
you.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't
is it?
affect you.
Okay.
It's only difficult terrain for you now when you move into that terrain.
Yeah.
So it halves your speed.
Then,
And you can see that at that point, though, is you see the vines and roots
Yeah.
and look almost like rose bush thorns just creeping up and restraining those 2 wolves.
Yeah, even the last... I still won't really be in range to attack, but I could just whip a hand axe at this poor dog. You're making me fight. Yeah, let's...
And Darius doesn't want to fight them either. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Can we give them food?
You could try to move them over.
You can make an animal handling check if you want.
Let me actually see what my animal handling is before I commit to it.
Yeah, I'll let you use an animal handling to feed them for a bonus action even.
Well, me, the player, doesn't like fighting these things, but I don't think Ulysses would have a problem. I think he's going to go hand axe.
It's so horrible, eh? Because I know I would never fight dogs or
Never
anything.
fight a dog in real life.
But yeah, D&D makes us do things sometimes.
Alright.
Evil wolves, they're not dogs.
Yes, they are mangy wolves.
Okay, so throw my hand axe at this poor pup. That is a 15.
That's it.
Okay. It does 6 damage.
And as it lodges into itself, you hear as it's feeling some pain and this, yeah. Bonus action at all? No. You're up, Belle.
Okay, I don't have the movement, so I will do I will cast Shield of Faith on myself,
Okay.
and I will smash my sword against my shield to make some
them come
sounds.
towards you.
And I might try to give some sad growl, but I'm not going to do that because I'll just embarrass myself.
Do it!
Oh, just do it. Have some fun. No one really
We'll do a battle cry like ah,
there you go.
and do some banging, but I'm not going to do that because that'll mess up the microphone.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, there is a large roar of what sounds like a larger wolf-like creature from the woods.
I know.
And it's going to... right over here.
They're puppies? Okay. Oh god. That's a way bigger wolf that just showed up.
Yes.
We have problem.
With that, Gray, you see this large wolf. Stories that you've heard of possible wargs being ridden by goblins and such into combat just comes out of the woods and comes towards you. Adar, make a quick history check for me, please.
Okay. Oh, that's bad. It's a 3 total.
You've heard stories of a large wolf-like creature forcing wolves to do things, but you're not sure if this is the creature that they were referring to. And with that, armor class.
Ooh,
Gray?
it's a 15.
Oh yeah.
It's crunchy on the outside, but squishy on the inside.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh my god.
Wow,
That's how Belle
that's
became a
a
widow.
natural 3, so that's a miss. As he
Stealthy boy.
as it's like you can get the breath and the stench of rotting meat and carcasses just emanating from the mouth as the warg reaches out to snap and bite into you, and you definitely step out of the way. And with that, it's now the wolf's turn. That wolf is going to attack Gray. Ooh, that's not good for Gray. Natural 20. So yeah, sorry, not really sorry right now.
It's fine. I have a healthy life sponge to sit on, also known as 14.
Oh, so that is going to be. So you're gonna actually take 7 points of piercing damage,
Ow.
and make a strength saving throw, please.
Ooh, it's a bad one. Ruh-roh. Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
It was like almost a 5 and then it rolled.
Yeah, I saw. I was like, didn't betray me today. 15.
15. Yeah, the wolf bounds into you and goes to push you over, but he doesn't have the strength for some reason to push you over. But it is wounded, and they are scary creatures. They're scared when they get hurt.
It's gonna try to leave me.
Yep. Well, you've already injured it, so.
They are also
Maybe
squishy
we-
and respect
maybe-
the squish.
Respect the squish.
It's gonna dart this way and then get caught up in here.
Would you say I get
Slow
it?
down. You do. You get your attack of opportunity on that one.
Here we go.
This is
Here we go. That's a 21.
That's a hit.
Ooh.
Ooh, delicious.
That's not as good, but that's okay. That's a 6.
Yeah, with
Piercing.
that, as it goes to you just skewer it on your rapier. And the poor little wolf, that one is now no more. These two. And back tactics. Oh, natural 1. 9 plus 4, 13. No? Just a miss. And then this one seeing Adar all by herself. But no pack tactics because he's all by himself. 8 plus 4 is 12.
That doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. With that wolf, he misses too. And now we're back to the top of the order. Gray?
Ah. We're gonna poke that small little guy in front of me. Seems like a good thing to do.
Yeah, just like stab in front of his mom.
Just a coward move. Just
That, I think.
Yeah,
he
as it's
like
got
that.
like a hand axe lodged out of itself.
My hand
We have
is-
to put it out of its misery. Like clearly. We can save it with a 21.
Save it from pain.
And we're gonna hit it for 6 as well.
Yeah, and with that, you watch as Gray skewers another of the wolves.
So we're gonna take the disengage action. Looks pretty good right now. Limp out of there with my bite wounds.
With that, Adar.
Because that's a pretty large wolf that's over there, would we say I have line of sight?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Him.
Even though I don't fully remember what's going on with these creatures, and this one's tried to nibble at me, but it's not hurt yet, and I I appreciate wild creatures, so I'm gonna try and shoot the clearly morphed and mutated looking one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and shoot it with firebolt.
Okay.
Nope, that's a nat 1.
Yeah, you three watches this little scorching bolt of fire goes skirting past you guys, and you see the warg just shift a little bit, and you see poof, it slams into like an evergreen, and the evergreen starts to smolder a little bit. All right, Ulysses.
All right, he's going for the big boy.
All right. Just move these guys out of the
Yeah,
way.
so he just like stares. He stares down this warg and just charges right at it. And I guess maybe the hand axe would have been here. He
Yeah.
picks his hand axe back up.
Yeah.
And then I think probably so both hand axes coming out.
Sure.
1, 2. First axe
Lovely fighters.
is 19 plus 5
That's
is
a hit.
14 or 24.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Got 7 damage. Second axe comes in. That's 15 plus 5 is 20.
That's another hit.
And the second axe does 4 plus 3, 7 damage.
So yeah, as you bonus action pick up your one hand axe as you're going through, pulling it out of the wolf's dead body, you just lay into the warg with both your hand axes, just cutting both of its front flanks, cutting deep into it. It lets out a roar of pain. With on to Belle.
Very excitedly, I will also run up to it.
Look at you go.
That is a 20.
That's a hit.
7.
7 damage total? Alright. Bonus action. With that, you can see it's getting...
I can divine smite it too.
You can dump a divine smite into it, yeah. This is something paladins do.
You said you want to stab stuff.
And that's what your paladin would do, I think, actually, too. Oh, boy.
Another 8 damage.
Sorry, what did you do?
She dumped divine smite into the warg.
What does that do?
So
It
14. Adds another
2d8 of
14 damage.
Nice.
At that level.
For a spell slot.
Yeah, per
She
spell
calls
slot.
holy energy.
Yeah.
Oh, badass.
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
you like, and you don't actually call out to your god like most
Yelling but giggling.
like most paladins would do, but you slam down with your warhammer, is it?
No, it's just a long sword.
Oh yeah. So you cleave down with your longsword and you just actually lob the head off of this creature, and it slumps to the ground. Ulysses, you almost get this like burning sensation as just as this heat radiating from her blade that just turned almost white with her god's power as it cleaved down through, killing the warg, leaving the one little one all by itself. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's... No, I'm just gonna go to check on my hubby
With
with her
that,
little
she just
round.
giggles. And just Ulysses, she just like giggles. Like I killed something, and then runs back to her husband.
Ulysses nods approvingly, like, not bad, kid, not bad. I'm kind of warming up to you a little bit.
So then the one little wolf all by himself with Adar. That's gonna probably be a hit with 20.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, that does it.
That's going to be 5 points of damage. Make a strength saving throw for me, please. 5 piercing damage.
Yeah, I got a 2 plus 0, so that's just 2.
You hear Adar just kind of let out this little like yelp and this screech as this wolf actually just launches into her and knocks her over prone.
It's trying to cuddle me aggressively.
Oh, I love him.
And then with that, it's gonna start trying to get away. With that, back to the top of the order, Gray.
Well, make my way over to my fallen comrade. Like, looks like you fell down. And give you my hand to lift you back up.
Perfect.
For you to get back
Yeah,
up.
so with
I'll take
that,
that.
Adar's standing back up. Any bonus action or anything?
Nope.
You can see in the dark, so if you wanted to throw a dagger or anything like that.
Then I'd have to
You
go
have
get it
dagger.
in the dark. I'll let this one go, I think. That one's okay.
All right, then, Adar.
Seeing, like, I didn't wound him, I just let him run off, and I head back to the path.
They're all so nice.
Do you, wait, hold on, you're beside me. Sorry, the Gray's beside me. Do you still look super messed up?
I look 50% messed up.
Yeah, he's got this big, like, rake going down one of his arms, his dagger arm.
Okay, I put my hand on you and cast, I will do Cure Wounds, which is going to give you, get 5 hit points back.
Oh, I feel so much better.
With that, yeah, your wounds slowly start to heal over. The free-flowing little blood that was dripping off your fingertips is kind of like sucked back up in. Ulysses.
I think he just comes. I think he turns around, comes back out onto the trail, and does just kind of a look around. Doesn't see much. As far as he's concerned, the fight's over, I think.
Okay, Belle.
Well, she ran over to try to heal her hubby, so she's gonna run after him as he continued to go, and she'll probably fuss a bit, maybe throw some lay on hands. I'll send 4 your way.
2 would be good.
Oh,
If we're gonna metagame this one, I'll take 2 points of healing.
It's not breaking the game at this point. But you guys decide how much healing points you want to give each other. So Belle runs over and starts slapping you like, what are you doing? And then you feel the rest of your wounds kind of like healing back in.
Look, who accounts for the big one?
I don't think she would just more like grab him by the chin and kind of look him in the eye and be like, "Okay, you're good."
After the
Check it for a
initial slapping,
concussion.
of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that, he's skittering off. Woo! Order out of initiative into battle. What would you guys like to do?
This forest is rude.
It's a rude dude.
It's a rude forest. It seems like either path has its own dangers, but that, keeps life interesting. So I guess continuing back toward town.
You can make another history check again if you want to investigate the warg or anything like that.
Wolf was really strange. That's better. It's a 15.
You know there is possibly a bounty out on this large warg-like creature, as it's been harassing wolf packs to harass citizens and caravans bringing trades from the crossroads down to Glimmer and back.
Hey guys, I remember there being a bounty on that wolf. Didn't you cut? We might need to bring a piece of it back. We might be able to get some gold for it.
Should bring the tail.
Yeah, I think.
I'll go grab the head. Can I do you think I can throw it over my shoulder
Or the head, I suppose.
You could do that, yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I couldn't carry a full head back to town, but she looks stronger than me.
What is your strength modifier?
+4.
+4, yeah. You easily are able to just...
Guys, I got it!
And we'll just leave it up to... His comment is going to be better than any reaction I can dictate for him. So go right ahead, Julie.
As she walks out of the forest with a wolf's head.
Just blood dripping down the side.
Blood dripping all over your armor. I think Ulysses shakes his head. I don't know. I don't think there's much he can say, honestly.
He sat there, and once again, he's at odds and speechless at you and your actions and outlook.
Oh. How about Judar?
No.
She asks you as she's walking out with this warg's head. You also would know, Adar, that if you were to bring back any of the wolf pelts, there may be some minor rewards for that as well.
And it's a pretty big, pretty cool looking pelt, and I'm always looking to replenish my clothes and so on, so I'll
Make a survival check then, just to see.
take some. Oh, that's bad. 10.
If she's having any difficulty, could Ulysses help her?
You could, you could assist.
It's so big.
You can roll with advantage.
I'm trying to get my arms around it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 13.
Let's see, that's
survival? With advantage?
I just gave her advantage.
Yeah.
You spend about 10 minutes or so, as it's been cleaved fairly well already by Belle, that pelt itself. You spend about 10 minutes or so, and you're able to... You don't spend the time to properly salt it on the inside and that, so you just roll it up. So the fur side's out, and you do realize that when you do have time, it'll take a little bit of cleaning and a little bit of leatherworking type tanning, skinning for you to actually make anything of it, or have a craftsman make anything for you with it. Do anything with the two other wolf corpses at all?
I'd leave those ones alone because I know that they did it. It wasn't their own idea to possibly attack me, so I just leave them alone.
I'd like to scout ahead if possible.
Sure.
Because I'm not much for one staying in the middle sometimes, and because that's what we call the kill box.
So yeah, sure, you can dart ahead there all you want. So marching order now. Gray, you're going up front.
Yep.
Alrighty. Sandwiches, the middle people, the meats and the cheeses.
Where do you guys want to be?
I'm super excited. There's a skip to my step. I'm probably close to the front.
Yeah, I think Ulysses will take up the rear, maybe, or...
Yeah, I think there's a rear, and then Adaris will just walk in the middle.
Okay. It's now the forest is getting more dense and such as you're traveling along. Alright.
How long's the trek back?
So about 6 hours is for what Yuli judged. So I
Every,
don't know if he relayed it.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so
Yeah, it was
Every
pretty short.
20 minutes, she'll throw out name ideas. Braun, Jamie.
You can see the more you start digging into this, it's starting to upset Ulysses a little bit. He's getting quieter and quieter. The conversation's actually starting to upset him a little bit, but he's kind of holding his emotions.
If she notices that, she'll stop. But she has a really low perception.
yeah. And he's pulling up the rear too, so you might even just be tossing names out and you're just not getting any feedback whatsoever.
So maybe you should wait till the morning. Maybe he likes to hear name changes, recommendations in the morning.
Oh no, those ones are for you.
Oh. How could I have been so foolish? Oh. He says as he's trying to escape and get forward a little bit more.
Do you change names often?
Don't you get bored?
No, I've had the same one.
Oh. Don't your friends get bored?
Adaris just says that.
What friends?
Exactly. It's just like, I don't talk to a lot of people, so I don't think not enough know my name to be bored, I would say.
Oh.
And then she falls back ever so slightly, leaving me more distance.
And Gray, as this is all going on, what are you doing?
One does not interfere in the conversation one does not want to participate in.
So yeah, you just hear the three of them kind of bantering back and forth as you guys are traveling through. Perception checks, please.
Better.
Not one. Again.
Well, you can't really see the dark already, so...
And I'm carrying a giant
Yeah,
head on my head.
warg head, and you're still brainstorming ideas, even if they're just names in your head that you're throwing out for everyone else to grab a hold of.
If the place got quiet, she'd probably like just stop, and now she's just coming up with backstories in her head for each of them that are like absurd.
So every 15, 20 minutes or so, you hear a little like a chuckle or a little like, no, I don't like that. As she's like just talking away to herself like this little child that she seems to be. Like she's very happy-go-lucky, even when she's murdering wargs by cutting off their heads in one swipe. Your perception, Gray?
22.
Yeah, as you're up front, you're starting to feel the normal sounds of the forest and stuff return. Adar?
18.
Yeah, for you as well. You're starting to, getting a sense of peacefulness for which is rather new for the last couple of a day and a half or so for you, for the party, since you guys have been off exploring the coastline. And Yuli?
That's a 6.
6. Yeah, the dark, and then the how to put it? The inane conversation your friend with her longsword has been bringing out, as you still stewing in your typical Ulysses fashion as you're making your way. You slowly start to smell the salt in the air from the sea. You start to be able to hear the faint workings of the shipyard, the small little shipyard ran by Kelbit. And as you make your way back into the village itself, you can see the inn is lit. There's light spilling out the windows and the front door coming from the common room. So it appears as though the only place in the village that is bustling currently is the inn. As you walk by Bars's smithy, you do see that the forge itself has been stocked up. So you guys have made your way back to Glimmer, a warg head bouncing on shoulder as she walks along. Make a Constitution check for me real quick, though, please.
Because I've been rolling so great. 12.
Thanks, Belle. Your arm is actually finally starting to from the weight of this head.
Switch it over.
Yeah, you just move it over to the other side of your shoulder and away you go. So what would the four of you like to do as you've returned to Glimmer?
So you probably shouldn't bring that inside the inn.
But what will I show off?
You bring
The
the
money that you get for the head.
All right, fair enough.
You bring the people to the head, and you can regale them with your stories of success and valor.
What are you doing, Ulysses, through all of this?
I think he goes to... You said there was a blacksmithery, sort of, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you guys had walked past the forge.
Yeah, I think he goes to the forge to, hang out there and, make himself feel better and, nerd out about...
Finding the solitude
about blacksmithery stuff.
And that blacksmith stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Adar.
I would find somewhere to actually deal with this wolf pelt that I have.
Currently, at this time of night, you can't.
Alright, fair enough.
You would know that pretty much everything is closed because it's just after midnight now. So
then I would just call it probably an early night.
Yeah, Sebastian and Grandma, they both happily greet you. Grump is in his stump, appears to be holding court. But yeah, you make your way through there. All right, you two, Gray and Jezebel.
And we have any idea where I'm supposed to take this head?
Currently, no. So you can make an investigation check outside.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll go ask somebody inside. Don't bring that inside. Don't bring you inside.
So as Gray like kind of reprimands you and in his way asks you to stay outside, you see him go off into the inn. What are you doing, Belle?
And they say romance is dead. I guess I will just wait. Is this getting heavy at this
It
point?
is getting heavy for you. So
Then I will just sit
okay,
cross-legged with his head still on my shoulder.
sure. You can make an investigation check.
I would like to, at this point, have my hands out and making it talk. Just making
You from your admiring of Boris's lovely blacksmithing facility, you can see as you're admiring his tools that he's a man who takes fine pride in his craft. Yeah. And then you look over to see Jezebel talking to herself with the wolf.
I think at this point he's like, yeah, that's about what I would expect from her. Thank God I'm here in the cool blacksmithery.
All right, Gray, what would you like to be doing?
Wake my way inside. Go to the barkeep.
You see young Sebastian wiping the bar itself. You see Boris and Kelbit having conversations. The Doblin and the Minotaur. You see Graham actually kind of asleep in her rocking chair, drifting in and out, regaling whoever may be around her with stories of her past. And you see Grump holding his court.
We're gonna ignore that one for now. Let's go talk to Sebastian.
So yeah, you make your way up to the counter, and little Sebastian's doing his duty.
So, did you? My friends seem to recall something about a bounty for some sort of large beast. Have you heard about this?
Oh, Boris, he looks after all of that.
Oh, do you know where they are?
Oh, he's right over there. The Minotaur with the really cool arms.
He does have really cool arms.
They're made of mithril.
I had no idea.
He lost them in combat, and he had them forged. Oh, he says he's right-handed. That's his dominant hand in arms. So he had his right arm forged for him and crafted, and then installed, I guess. I don't know, put on there somehow. I don't know how they made it stick. Fit, yes, fitted. He had his new... thank you for that new word. I like having new words to describe things. Yes, fit. Anyways, so then he crafted his left arm himself, and then, guess what? He fitted it, like you just said, to himself.
That is very impressive.
It is.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over and talk to him though.
So as you turn to leave, though, he's like, "Excuse me, sir, Mr. Gray. Did you see my mom and dad? You guys were gone for like a day and a half."
The child says to him while he quietly dies on the inside for a bit.
Did we get a man on the way to the lighthouse? If I remember correctly?
We did.
Elven cleric.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
There's a cleric without a temple.
Yeah. Cleric without a temple so far.
Right now, I haven't seen them yet,
Okay.
but
Did you see any shipwrecks? They were out looking for treasure.
I didn't see any shipwrecks.
Okay. They went out before the last storm.
I will make sure, like I said, I was keeping a pretty careful eye out because I know it was important to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Your rooms are ready. Graham put fresh bedding in for you. And your lovely wife.
Yes.
Where is she? She's kind of funny and silly. I like her.
Oh, she's... He says while there's... he says thinking, I wonder what she's doing right now. And then like a little...
Open, closing.
Yeah, there's like a Belle out there.
Working on like a stand-up bit or talking to her.
Building up her ventriloquist act.
I'm not sure where she is right at this moment, but I'll make sure to say hello for you.
Oh, okay. Barris, he looks after all of that. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make my way over to the the Minotaur that has 2 mithril arms.
So you make your way over to their table, and you see the hulking figure of Boris, large cask of ale in front of him. He appears to be in deep conversation with his little goblin friend about some metallurgy and some workings of blacksmithing and crafting of manufacturing of various things.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull up a chair there at their table and just wait till he politely finishes his story.
As you start pulling the chair up, it just kind of stops instantly as someone is inviting themselves to his table, and him and Keldit both kind of look at you.
Oh, my apologies for interrupting. I was engrossed by your story. My apologies.
Engrossed by my story.
Engrossed. I was
Engrossed by my story.
interested in.
Okay.
Oh, my apologies. I was told that you were in charge of bounties.
Well, we truly have no lead government or leadership in this village, but yes, currently we have been having issues with a warg, and we had put out a notification that should this warg be dealt with, then we would be gladly willing to pay a small sum.
Ah, yes. My companions have found this warg and have dealt with it.
Yes, we would require proof, of course.
We have ample proof outside.
Well then, we will investigate that. If you would leave me to my conversation, please. We'll look to that in the morning.
Very well. I'll put the chair back in and leave.
Can I see Ulysses from where I am?
You see his figure at the blacksmith, yes.
I will make the wolf talk like, hey Ulysses, what do you call a cautious wolf?
He does not respond.
A werewolf!
He starts making his way to the bar.
You just watch Ulysses stalk past you, stomping again. He's not a happy man right now. Stomping in annoyance. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Stomping in annoyance as he walks past you. Gray?
I'll make my way back outside and see. Oh, you seem to be in a smiling mood right now.
And for the first time since you've met him, you could see that he's getting visibly irritated, not just grumpy, but there's something wrong. He uncharacteristically uses sarcasm and says, "Yes, this has been a fine day," and goes into the bar.
It's good to see you so happy.
You come out to see your wife playing with a wolf's head like a little child.
As soon as Ulysses is in the bar, she'll put the wolf head down and be like, these people are so boring.
They're going to take care of your proof in the morning.
What do I do with it now? It's gross.
It is very gross, yes. I'm not sure what to do with that. But we have our rooms are ready, though. And you might need to, he says, looking up and down, clean up.
Shower, yeah. Where should I put it for now?
You can make an investigation check if you like. 2.
3 turned
3?
into 2.
2. Yeah, you're looking around. You see watering troughs for horses. You see a pub, maybe you think might be a stable behind the inn. You do see the blacksmiths.
Maybe we can find a nice bag for you.
Yeah, if that works.
But we'll ask the innkeep. Maybe he's got a nice big bag for us. You can just throw it outside. I'm sure it'll be fine. He does want to talk to you if you want. You can put the thing outside and you can go and regale him with your stories of valor.
See, when you look like that, that's the look when you want me to embarrass myself.
I would never do that. That's wrong.
I love you too.
I love that.
Fine. I'll go in. I'll go. So I will go in. I'll bring it back.
Okay. You walk back into the inn.
Yep. I'll go up to Sebastian.
Okay.
Young Sebastian. Yep. Sebastian, do you have a really large bag, a sack, if you will?
There's probably some in the stables.
Perfect. Do you mind if I borrow one?
You could probably have it if you pay for it.
How much does one of those cost?
Oh, that'll only be 5 silver.
All right, then throw in 5 silver. Wait,
if anything, the young man's a businessman for sure.
A little greedy, but it's fine. It's fine. No big deal. I just want to go to sleep. That's all I want to do.
And with that, you make your way back outside. You inform Belle that you found a sack. Make your way easily back to the stable. Get your sack. What would you like to do with your sack?
Will it fit?
I was trying to find a big one.
He finds a big one. But make a perception check.
12.
Yeah, to you, you're pretty sure it's gonna fit.
Oh, God. Okay.
Here, let me hold this for you. And I'll open the bag up and step away from it.
I'll just try to squeeze it in.
you watch as Belle's like.
I'll
and
do
then,
that, like, foot.
Yeah.
Kicking it in.
And
Rachel.
and eventually it's able to get in there, but as you cinch it up, the snout and like the top fangs at the edge of the mouth, and the tongue is like hanging out over the edge of the bag itself.
So, do I take it with us?
You know, this is actually still an improvement over what you had before.
Probably, yeah. All right. Flip it over?
Yeah, just put it off into the side. We don't want some small child seated and screaming in terror.
Why don't we just put it in the corner of our room or something? It's worth money. By the way, how much did you spend on the sack?
Probably too much. We'll keep the head outside.
What if someone steals it?
Then someone steals it.
Is there a way where I could hide it?
Make an investigation check.
6.
Hold on. Weary of the conversation about the severed head, he assists unsuccessfully.
Between the two of you, and you discuss this for the next 5 minutes or so, there's the stables, where he went and got the stack. There's the horse trough, which is currently empty of water. There's the porch.
I assume there's someone working the stables, right?
When you went back there, you didn't see anyone. No.
Okay. Well,
It appears as though this is an inn where you stable your own.
I will find an empty stall, and I will put it in there.
Okay. With that, Belle goes and she puts it in. Are you gonna hide it or anything at all?
No, I'll just close the stall door as if there's a horse in there. That's obviously not. It's what I'm parking.
Is there any certain way you want this in there or not? In
Head
typical
just facing out, like taking out.
typical Belle fashion, she takes the time to put it up so that the bag and the snout is pointing out to look as though there is a large wolf horse-like being looking out in hopes of startling anyone in typical Belle fashion. And with that, she makes her way back out and
as soon as I get to the door of the inn, my cheerful demeanor will come back, and I will act happy-go-lucky again.
you guys make your way into the inn. Anything you want to you're drinking? Or how
I think so. I think he walks in and he actually approaches Boris and he kind of like wants to like nerd out about his mithril arms.
Oh, sure.
Like if they're talking shop, like Ulysses is in.
All right. So quickly, what are you guys doing, real quick? Belle and Gray, as you guys come in to the inn.
I'm going to clean up.
Okay. So you head to the bar and you ask Sebastian where the bathrooms are and such. So you're able to find a washroom. There's just it's built over like a hot spring, so you're able to just slide into a nice, warm, hot bath.
Lovely.
Gray.
It's time to turn in.
And Gray heads off to bed. All right. So you make your way. You start to make your way towards them. You notice the goblin kind of looking towards you like, now what's this one want type thing.
I think he immediately comes out and being a blacksmith, he probably can identify at least the mithril by.
Oh yeah, by sight.
By
You
sight,
would
right?
know that this are and if you want to look closer, then you can make it a perception.
Yeah, let's do that. That's an 18.
You would know from this being one of your trades that they are very immaculately crafted, like masterwork arms.
Yeah, and so I think that's what kind of his initial approach is like something along the lines of like, those are masterwork mithril arms, aren't those? Did you forge those yourself?
I've had help. And he starts you can see now he starts moving his hands and everything. He's like, I don't have the ability to animate them, but my left arm, I indeed crafted myself, yes.
I'm not particularly interested in the magic, but the pivot points are immaculate. And he starts like inspecting the arm and kind of like...
as you kind of reach out towards it, though, Kelbit's like... He's like watching to see Barris's reaction, and Barris pulls away a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think like Ulysses is not a man who would like breach anybody's like personal space, but you can definitely see that this is something that he's passionate about.
Yeah, but even though as the passion is you, and you're like reaching out, you're not going to go right into his space, but you can tell that Barris too himself is self-conscious about having lost both of his arms. And and then as you got closer, you can see now he's like got like battle scars along his chest, and you can tell then too that he's been through wars. But he does actually once your fanboying goes away, he actually invites you to sit down with him and Kelbit at their table.
Yeah, so I think he slowly pulls up a chair and then orders them a round of drinks.
Kelbit's drink to you smells horrible. It's to you it smells like a huge putrid swamp type fermented drink, and you know goblins, they tend to enjoy disgusting things. But yeah, so what would you like to discuss?
So I think as the conversation progresses, I don't know if it goes. Would it ever go out of the realm of of shop talk? Like, would it just kind of like be a natural hangout night, or are they just kind of like talking shop tonight?
It's kind of it's a mixture of both. This is their downtime normally.
Okay.
So yeah, they talking blacksmithing and metallurgy, and through your conversations, just not to get into it all, through the conversations you have with them, you can see that they're very highly intelligent beings, and they're trying to discover a way to improve transportation and advance technology itself. You catch a brief snippet of a black powder type substance, but you're not sure what that would be. And that conversation Kelbit kind of looks at Barris, and it just kind of ends. But yeah, so the three of you end up talking shop to the wee hours of the night. To the point where you can, Barris realizes that, it's getting a little too late for him. And Kelbit, more than happy to sit and continue conversing with you, notices that even his employees, his workers in the shipyard have all gone. And Grump has actually fallen asleep on his stump. Sebastian's covered Graham up and and restoked the fire, and even he himself has gone off. Throughout the night, you've had a very relaxing, for you, therapeutic
I think that's
discussion and such with Barris, and you find your way off to sleep.
I think he probably falls asleep at the bar by himself.
But yeah, with that, the four of you spend your night in your respective sleeping chambers, and Ulysses, you come to wake to Sebastian kind of poking you a little bit. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Graham was wondering if your room was up to your standards, or...
He jumps awake. Oh.
And then he bounces back, like, sir.
My room was fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Graham was also inquiring if you should need your, as you put it, all the meats?
Yeah. I think it's that kind of morning. Let's start the day off right. Want all the meats, please.
Okay. And with that, he scurries in, and you hear like his little voice, Grandma! And then it actually breaks a little bit, as 12-year-old boys' voices tend to do from time to time. The man says he wants all the meats again. And then he comes back up. The meats are coming, sir. And he goes back to cleaning the bar and washing mugs and such from the night before. The three of you, what would you guys like to be doing?
Adaris would get up, head downstairs, probably do the same thing, just grab something small for the day. And yes, I'd be keeping an eye out for these two to find out what happened with the head once they Once they reappear.
The two of you make your way downstairs.
I'll probably try to get up a little early and do like a workout routine, and then.
Sure, make an athletics check for me as you wake up.
That is an 18.
18. Gray, you roll over in bed to see your wife full plate mail, like her full armor, just lifting the chair up, down, up and down, up and down. She's improvising everything she can with weights in this room. You see her like lift the chair up and down like 20 times and just drop down and do like 15 push-ups and then back up, and then she swings the chair from side to side and sets it down, then drop down and starts doing some sit-ups. And it's loud and clangy and just in typical Belle fashion, making a statement.
Good morning, you're doing great, he says as he puts on his dark green doublet. It's a good thing I don't have a hangover, or else that would be a rough morning.
Now that he's awake, I'll stop. It was just easier than an alarm clock.
With that, you find your way downstairs to see your two companions enjoying all of the meats breakfast, and then a simpler, more natural style of breakfast.
What's at his all the meats?
Oh, everything. Even this morning, Graham has like 2 large turkey legs sitting on his plate. There's like sausages and bacon and ground beef, like the sausage gravy that is so wonderful, and I cannot wait to have again. I eat horribly at Gen Con. And Sebastian's a little upset that he was only able to give him 6 eggs this morning. But yeah, he's even got these 2 huge turkey legs on his plate.
That is a meal. Well done. I like that. Can I get bacon, please?
Sebastian's like, oh yeah, Graham cooked up extra today. And with that, he disappears to get your guys' breakfasts together. And the 4 of you are at the table.
So what did you do with the warhead?
I put it in the stable. I mean, it's missing his body, but I mean, if I get a mount, then I get a mount.
It is an animal, and they usually go in the stables. I see the logic. Did you figure out who to talk to about the bounty?
Yeah, but he seemed preoccupied.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It was late when we came in, I guess, for normal.
Figured out we'll go search him out this morning.
It was your friend, the blacksmith.
I see. He's an impressive set of mithril arms. Kind of became friends last night. Maybe we can go talk to him.
I think you, if you said you kind of became friends with him, you should do the talking.
Understood. I don't usually like talking, but a man with metal arms seems to be my kind of man, even if he is a half bull, half man.
So
Let's go seek him out.
So he's a quarter year man?
Well, I'll leave the math to the math types. Leave the meat to the meat types. I think he pretty much devoured his breakfast. Did not even was not even slowed down by this ungodly amount of meat and eggs. And he seems to be in a pretty good mood today after the blacksmith nerd out sesh and a big belly full of meats.
Anyone doing anything else in the inn?
Just staring in wonder at the fact that he ate all of that meat. And Adaris keeps pace and slows herself down a little bit because she's got such a small amount of food. She's eating relatively quick, and then just kind of looks at him for a bit, and then keeps eating, and then looks at him until she's done.
See, this is what you don't pay for great entertainment like this. I'll be eating very politely with my food weapons. And as I eat it, I'll just kind of every once in a while, as he he really is still going, eh?
Belle didn't even order food. She just ordered a tea. It's 1 milk, 7 sugar.
So yeah, with that, as you guys finish up your breakfast, what would you guys like to do then?
I would probably try and ask the bartender or Simon kind of about the crossroads, because it was mentioned a few times that there might be something.
Oh, Sebastian, yeah, he looks to you and he's, well, there was supposed to be a bunch of wagons come in, and we haven't seen them yet. They're a few days overdue now. Did you two see anything on your way into the village? And he looks at you, Gray, and Belle.
Did we?
History check.
An 11.
10.
Yeah, you two don't remember seeing anything along the trail of any of a caravan coming, and you had left the crossroads a little bit earlier. Okay, well, then you should check with Boris. He'll probably know more than me. He's waiting. Him and Kelbert are waiting on a shipment of some supplies. Yes. I believe they may have spoke a little bit about it to your friend.
Perfect.
Who loves all the meat.
Are you ready? Did all the meat fortify you to talk to people today?
Yeah. He seems to be like, let's do this kind of mode today. So I guess grab the head would be the next logical option, right?
You were doing some working out this morning. We need a little bit more of it.
You want me to bring it in?
Yes, bring it in right to the front door as we meet you there to go to where Bears is.
Couldn't I have just done it before? Okay. I will go out and I will bring back the head.
I think she's going to bring it in here. We should leave.
We can meet you outside. We can meet you outside so you don't get, animal goo all over the inn.
All right. So Belle rushes out, eager to display her lovely trophy. Make a history check for me again, please.
Oh no.
7.
Forgetting what you did the night before, and in your hopes of surprising someone, you run in to see this large creature's head just eating out over the stall. How you left it like kind of open as if it's gonna come bursting out of this sack to eat someone. It startles you, and you're like,
Still satisfied that my plan worked, even if it only worked on me.
with that, yeah, you recover quickly and realize that you scared yourself. You grab the sack and you start making your way back out of the inn.
We made our way out.
The three of you come and stand outside of the inn, and you're kind of looking around as you realize that she should have been done this little retrieval mission of hers a little sooner than she was. You see her come out, though, with this huge smile, carrying the sack on her shoulder like she had carried it through the woods the night before.
No.
Oh, yes.
You got it in the mannequin mode and going, hey, Gray, what do you call a meditating wolf?
Oh, no.
A werewolf.
That moment, a little part of him dies again on the inside, and it's like...
You know how I feel about jokes.
You don't appreciate jokes?
Well, they're gonna probably take it when we get the bounty, so there's that.
That is a strict improvement.
Can we?
We should go to the blacksmith.
No, we clearly have a very important issue. You don't like jokes?
Jokes are like lies. I don't like lying.
But they're for amusement.
I don't like amusement either.
That makes sense.
So yeah, with that little exchange and out front of the inn, you look down to see there's a commotion outside the blacksmith's. There's a wagon, and it appears as though some sort of distraught human male. He has some light armor. The horse, Adar can even see from this distance that this horse is blown, like it's sweat, just beads of it dropping off it, breaths coming from the horse as it's trying to calm down. I mean, you see little Kelbit and Boris both around the wagon.
They had a hard journey, it looks like. Head over and look at what's going on over there. Maybe don't scare anyone with your wolf head. They look like they're
Tactfully at the side.
I will stop and I will take out the rope and kind of tie it in such a way so the snout and the head, so I can use it kind of like a backpack.
Make dexterity check for me real quick.
5.
5? You watch Ulysses as she struggles to tie these knots around to make this improvised backpack. She's stumbling as she's walking along, just trying to find some way to And Gray, being used to all of this, just walks away from his wife, just leaves her.
Oh, no, this time I'll help her
you're gonna help
quickly.
this time?
Yeah, in case somebody needs healing, we need the healing people. I'll help her with a 23.
And then you watch Ulysses before you're like, You see Gray come over and deftly tie some knots and make 2 slings for her, and you see all of a sudden she's carrying the wolf's head, the warg's head behind her.
I think Ulysses is like, good knot work, son. He's an appreciator of knots.
Adaris just looks back and forth and goes, all right, yeah, I guess that's a skill to envy.
Noticing that he's been happy with this for the first time, I try my best.
I guess.
So you're not into jokes, but you like
There's
knots.
yeah.
Well, yeah, with that, you two, the 4 of you, make your way over to the wagon. The snout head of the wolf actually pointing down towards the ground. You make your way over to see Boris and Kelbit both talking with the man. Make perception checks for me really quick.
10.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh.
15.
15.
9.
Ooh,
That's pretty high for me.
That's pretty good for you right now there, Belle. Ulysses and Belle, you're kind of more focused on what Boris is saying. The 2 of you, especially you, Adar, you and Gray, you pick up conversation of a black-like substance. It's kind of combustible a little bit, at which point you notice Kelbit's eyes just get wide. He stops pretty much conversing with the man and just bellows and yells out, which startles all of you, towards the shipyard, and you see people come. You see 2 of the workers come running towards. You see him say something softly, and you hear Adar him saying like, "Get the cart to the shipyard. Get it stored in its spot. Make sure no one brings anything hot towards it." And the wagon's gone, so now it's just left the 4 of you with Boris, Kelbit, and the human.
Sorry, did they saw the powder? Or they smelled it, or
They overheard the
Is that what
conversation. Yeah, they overheard the conversation. It's a very tarped over.
Yeah.
And
And before we get too close to them, I'd probably just kind of whisper and say, I think that cart was highly combustible.
I thought I smelled some gunpowder last night.
As someone who's very familiar with fire and setting it,
She says ominously.
I have skills. It seems like they've created a place to store this safely. We might want to look into that later. They seem to be doing something with big amounts of this.
We'll deal with the wolf's head first.
Well, yeah, we should get paid first. I'm in for that. What was all of that about with the cart?
Boris looks, and then Kelbit kind of looks, and then they kind of dismiss the man, and then he says, "Oh, I need a stiff drink," as he walks past. You can see that in his shoulder, actually, there's like a broken bit of an arrow, and then as you see the wagon getting let off, you see like short little arrows lodged into the side of the wagon itself. You see a light little cut on the horse too. But the horse is starting to calm down and such as the cart is led away. And then actually Kelbit speaks up and says, "Oh, it appears as though there was yet another ambush on the trail heading down here towards Glimmer. We need to do something about this. Quick."
Do you have any idea who be making these attacks?
We're not sure. We hear sometimes it's goblins, sometimes we hear orcs, sometimes humans. We're not sure. It appears as there's some force possibly guiding and pushing these, ne'er-do-wells to sow discontent and discordance between us and the crossroads.
Do you find that there's any ties between the shipments that they're attacking?
No, they appear to be attacking every shipment.
Is it true that this is the first wagon to come by in a while? Sebastian mentioned you guys were waiting for it.
We were waiting for this particular shipment. As such, our food and supplies coming from the crossroads have not arrived. Thankfully, that man fled, even though he did not want to, fled with that cargo. That was very precious cargo that we needed. Belle?
Belle would have liked to have gone up and where the arrow was in his shoulder, and like, "Do you mind? Is this all right?"
And he,
Giving
as
him,
you
asking
touch
permission
him,
to
he's
pull
like,
it out.
Okay.
And I will pull it out and do lay on hands and heal him 5.
If you want even minimal, you can even go lower than 5.
I will do 3.
Okay.
And then, as the horse was getting led away, I would have liked to have done it.
Okay, so we'll say you spent 4 points of lay on hands. I think that's fair. He does say, "Oh well, next time we're in the bar, in the common room, your ale it will be on me."
I'm sure your company will be enough.
Oh well then, are you okay?
And then she kind of looked around, realizing she might have given the wrong impression.
But with that, he does walk away a little more of even after, without even with your healing, but even with your promise of company, there's a bigger spring to his step now.
She has a bit of a look of panic, like, oh shit.
And then so Kelbit's like, yes, this is getting to be something that we need to let others in other places of power help us with, because this is getting to be a hindrance to both us and the Crossroads.
What is it that you were expecting in the wagon?
Oh, something.
Nothing important you mentioned. I just, in case we're out there, trying to solve this, it's probably good to know what we're trying to protect, that's all.
Oh, it's something that's very instrumental to us being able to complete the project that we are currently working on.
To make sure that we return it and don't overlook it.
Oh, any wagons that you may find out there, should you want to return them, we would be greatly appreciative.
Well, we have a boar's head.
Works.
Head, sorry.
Belle's
Bars.
gotten bored of the conversation, so she's just doing bending down, standing up to try to get some exercise and exercise with it.
Bars kind of perks up and looks over at you when you speak of the warg's head. Did you happen to come across Ravenous?
Yes, we took care of it. If it's the same that you're discussing. But.
Was he missing an eye? One eye was, and a large scar down his head.
Well,
Oh.
you got closest, Gary. Right?
You're talking about the head?
Yes, this is what we're talking about?
That's what I was talking about. They named a specific warg. I don't know if it's the same one.
I will
We
take
brought
it off.
one. Maybe we can all investigate the source of the matter together.
I will take it off and kind of lift it if I can see.
With that, Boris is just like, Kelbit's like, "Yeah." And Boris is just looking at it like, did she really just bring me a warg's head? And he steps in a little closer and he sees that, yes, it is the one that he was, that was causing a lot of grief throughout the countryside. That it does have the large scar and the grayed out eye on the one side of its face. That appears to be Ravenous. Good job.
She will take his hand and say, thank you.
So, and he looks right at Ulysses. So, I believe you were the one that struck the killing blow then? Because...
No, it's actually her over there.
He looks over to you, confused.
Don't underestimate her.
After that, yeah, who knows? She can at least talk things to death if they're not, is that what happened?
I can also confirm that could have been the case, but no.
No.
She filled it with light or some sort of magical nonsense.
All right then.
That seems about accurate. I mean, there's also a sword involved, but...
That's truly nonsense. I must agree with you, Ulysses. It's truly nonsense. As such, the bounty, how does 15 gold sound?
It almost killed our friend.
20 gold divides more evenly.
25 gold, actually, would be more appropriate for this deed.
Bargaining skills are great.
I'm a man of honor.
We accept.
The actual bounty was 25 gold pieces, but I thought I would put out the offer of 15. But as you asked for a little more, I feel the bounty itself was going to be appropriate. And as such, you would have still had your 25 gold pieces, because I am a man of honor.
We accept.
Is there somewhere you want me to put this?
you're welcome to do with what you want with that head now.
Oh no.
If you get rid of it, just like when we leave, you can have the extra 1 gold from this.
I was gonna give Trixie carrot back to town anyway.
Okay.
I have a better idea.
As you mime with the wolves and the work's head again.
If you'd like, I do need to stop by someone who does leatherworking to get the hide tanned. Maybe they can make you a cool hat or covering for your helmet out of this, as a symbol of your victory over the creature.
I have a shield that could use some fanciness. I like this idea.
It'd be intimidating.
Can I come with you?
Sure.
Excellent.
We should also... Oh, I guess we're still here. I'll wait till we're not standing beside people.
Calvin, listening to that part of your conversation, is like, oh no, I know someone up at the crossroads. If you want to leave both with me, I'll see that they can get to the crossroads, and then when you are there, just mention my name, and as such, we will have that arranged for you.
Perfect.
I will hold it up to him.
Calvin's like, he like reaches for it and then realizes he's a very small goblin and is like, no, I can't lift that. Just take it down. And then Barbs is like, actually, just set it over here, and we'll have Grump come, and we'll have Grump put it on his next shipment out.
So, for this new matter, though, do you have any leads as to where we can start searching?
That fine, brave man that brought the supply wagon stated about half a day's journey to the north. No, 2 days' journey to the north. Yes, he was mistaken with his campsite because he said it was a hard 2 days' ride. But any travelers, and the 3 of you would know that as you came over the land route to Glimmer, that there is a very well-used campsite that is a day's travel from the crossroads, but 2 days' travel from Glimmer.
So, we should, so was there some sort of reward for perhaps dealing with these ne'er-do-wells?
You're all right. Well, I believe, should you just even investigate it, we're willing to offer each of you 25 gold pieces, which can be collected here in Glimmer or at the crossroads. And should you find and rescue any survivors, I believe we're willing to, and this has come from the crossroads as well, offer you 100 gold pieces per survivor that you're able to rescue. As such, you guys are such noble people, and I have great faith in my friend Ulysses. Should you find even corpses, any personal items they may have on them to prove to their family, I will offer 15 gold pieces per identifying insignias. With that, he reaches out his one mithril arm towards Ulysses as a way to sign the accord with a firm handshake.
Yeah. Meets the handshake heartily and kind of can't help but again geek out over the how cool the mithril arms are.
The 3 of you see Ulysses actually finally in a state of almost joy as he's admiring the craftsmanship.
Not a smile, but there's a glint of something in his eye that you may not have ever seen before.
He's happy.
Is that what that looks like?
I know what true joy looks like.
True Ulysses joy, because it was just that little
No, this is true joy.
It was an unfrown.
Yes, it was an unfrown.
What's that? They went horizontal.
I think it's a big beard. I can't tell.
But yeah, with that, Kelbit and Baris depart towards the shipyard, conversing slightly. Is there anything you guys would like to do? You guys do know that from your brief conversation and snippets that you would have picked up over the time that you've spent in the village itself, that Grump is the one trader in town, the one that organizes the shipments to and from, and he does have some goods for sale. Anything else you want to do?
Well, there's no time like the present.
I'd say we could investigate the shipyard a bit, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with what they're up. Well, I don't know what they're up to, but clearly they have large amounts of this black substance. They must be
You
doing
could have
something.
You can just zoop back a little bit.
Fantastic.
You can make an insight check really quick if you want.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Buttons. Nope. The wrong one. Learning things. Insight.
Yes, insight.
Is 20 unnatural.
You don't get any ill feelings. You're not concerned, as there's no evil intentions with this. The way that Kelbit spoke to you about the storage and such of this material is one that it's more for Kelbit Grandsteam Esquire to further society. Truly, he doesn't have good intentions or evil intentions. He just has intentions to better the world.
He's making stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
So-
no problem. So yeah, I'm good.
Am I aware of the boy's parents being missing?
I would have offered it up, sure.
Oh yeah. Then if Gray would have told you, then yeah, you would know.
Isn't that something we should look into? It seems more pressing.
They were on a ship. He's mentioned that they. Well, if you told us, they mentioned that they were out before the last storm. Time might not matter.
Well, if you think it's better he doesn't know.
Doris just cast her head down in shame. Well,
Ooh, shame by a paladin. Owen cuts deep to the core.
Ulysses, you know the sea. Any insights?
I'm not gonna lie, I also washed up on shore recently from a storm like this. And if there's some kind of crazy magical tower man who's exploring these seas, it can't be good. I think it's in our best interest to do what's best for the many as opposed to the few. And I think we should investigate the crossroads.
We'll keep an eye out for the boy, potentially. Road to the crossroads, do we know that it goes inland? Or like...
Yeah, you know, the three of you know it goes inland, and so would Ulysses. And also from the time that you guys had spent now in the inn itself, in the common room during busier times, you would have picked up on the fact that Glimmer is a port village, and a lot of the stuff going from the village to the crossroads is treasures that have been harvested from the seas. Not so much fish and meat and such, but more as treasure itself. As the Sea of Dreams is where the maelstrom, where the world was created, is, which causes and the creation being the first age. The creation is the sea itself. The Sea of Dreams itself has many treasures from other realms and such. Throughout the Forgotten Realms.
Don't mean to be dark, but people venture out into there and things happen quite frequently, and it's unfortunate that the boy doesn't know what happened to his parents, and we could hopefully help him. But if they can't get supplies or anything to the city or to this town, that could have a longer, more lasting impact.
Hold that thought. And I'll reach into like my left pocket.
Okay.
And I'll roll.
Sure.
62.
Yet again, flip a coin. Comes up heads.
I guess you're right. And I'll put it back.
Doris just looks at you like, yes, all right.
We will make sure to keep an eye out for them for sure to see where they are. And we'll try our best.
Insight check.
Sure.
Will they try their best?
Sure, you can roll an insight check.
Against my deception check?
1.
You believe him.
26.
Yeah, she rolled a 1. So yeah,
I rolled a 2. I just have really low
Yeah.
intelligence.
2 minus 1 equals 1, I think. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, still 1. So yeah, you believe your husband.
So to the crossroads then.
Yes.
All right.
By foot, I'm pretty comfortable.
We have a horse.
You guys do have a horse.
Actually, yeah. So you would have stabled the warg next to the stable that had your horse in it. So that's how you had the idea of setting the horse head
My
up.
horse is like nightmares beside this.
I feel like my horse is probably used to the weirdness, which is Belle, and just like, yeah, that seems like...
Do you want to see some nightmare fuel?
If we get our hands on a wagon, we might be able to bait an attack.
Ooh. That sounds interesting.
I like it.
We could talk to
Is our
Grunk
horse...
on the stump.
I guess we got a small enough wagon.
Yeah, your horse would still be able to pull a wagon. Like there's a very old man who took advantage actually of your husband, and when he had sold you guys the one horse.
Oh, financially.
Yes, financially advantage.
Yes, they took financial advantage of me. For the purposes of this recording.
which also led to your husband being very upset, and about the time it took you guys to get from the crossroads to Glimmer. So yes, that horse was very scraggly, very old. Basically had one of 3 legs in the grave already. So yeah.
That's what we're gonna try and use to pull a wagon?
I said it should be a very small wagon. Well, what else are we supposed to do with him? I can't just send him away now.
You could set him free.
They get their hooves overgrown. Can't just free a domesticated animal.
Nature takes its course. Perhaps somebody wants to keep him around. Maybe we could trade him for another useful horse, and they could take care of him. He could have a better home, a retirement, if you will.
I will flip my coin and then just be like, you know what? I will trust you guys to make that decision.
And this is one of the odd times that she's just she's not really wanting to let you guys make the decision for her. Flips her coin, and then the coin makes her again. The outcome of the coin flip makes her side with you guys once again.
Well, let's talk to Grump on the stump, that gentleman. Maybe he can lend us a wagon and a horse. And then we can leave your horse in the stables where it's comfy.
I like this idea. I will go to my dear friend Grump.
So the 4 of you start making your way to who is referred to in town as Grump, and has his stump and holds his court in the Salty Dog. You were making your way there regardless to drop off the hide and the ward head. Belle just takes the lead this time. She walks off in front. She just doesn't even gently put the head down. Just unslings it, lets it crash down on the side next to a wagon.
You guys got that, right?
Yes.
And with that, you make your way into Grump's store, his small little shop. You see now too in the daylight that Grump is a very short human with a long beard, very stout and well built, with arms almost the size of Varus's, real arms though. You can see how he's mistaken for a dwarf very easily. He's very grumpy, looks at you, and just a gruff tone in his voice what do you want?
Hello, Mr. Grump.
I am not Mr. Grump. I am Gendel.
Gendel.
Yes, Gendel.
Well,
Gendel.
I'm terrible with names. You'll have to forgive me.
Yeah, I don't like... What can I do for you?
We're actually trying to help out with a little issue with wagons along the road.
Oh, wagons, yes. You need armor and such, and he points. And there's dented shields and cracked chest plates, some chipped swords. Everything he has seems to have been really well used, as though he's just been kind of scavenging them.
I will behave more impressed than the armor probably is due.
Okay. And then you also... so, yes, would you like some armor?
And after a while of looking around, I'll be like, actually, no. I mean...
well then. And he interrupts you yet again. Well, I have some of these lovely potions and such.
Also gets distracted for another, several minutes looking at all the potions. No, wait, actually...
I have luck potions, I have healing potions, I have strength potions, I have this other potion.
Back up. Luck potion, you say?
Yep. I have luck potions.
Nope, I'm gonna stay on topic.
Well, you don't want some of these luck potions. I hear they taste like vanilla.
Oh, I love vanilla. No, I need to ask about borrowing a cart and horse.
Well, I can't borrow you those things.
What if I give you a horse for the use of them, and I will return them?
We could possibly do that. I would require a deposit.
And I would require your word that you will not treat her badly.
Oh, I will not treat her badly.
Okay,
But I do require a deposit for my cart and horses.
my husband will take care of it.
Oh, okay. So, back to these luck potions.
How much are they?
How much luck would you like?
I would also like to do an insight check.
Sure.
12?
You realize he is, with the luck potions at least, trying to sell you basically flavored water.
I admire your skills, sir. And I will... How much for one?
Oh, 5 gold. That's for the top range.
I'll give you 4. 3, and I won't tell anyone.
Okay, I'll take 3 gold then. Because I rolled a nat 20. So, yes, I will. He gladly takes 3 gold, hands you your water, your vanilla water.
Vanilla extract.
Your vanilla water.
How much for the horse?
Well, I believe 25 gold pieces would be a fair deposit.
How much?
25 gold pieces. But should you deliver goods, because you're going to need goods, or do you just want a wagon and a couple of horses?
Just wanted a wagon.
Oh, okay then. Well, yeah, then 10 gold pieces for the wagon, and then 5 gold pieces per hearse. So 20 gold for deposit. And if you deliver them to the crossroads or return them to me, you'll get your 20 gold deposit back.
Okay, I will give him the 20 gold, and I will, like, when I hand him the gold, I will whisper, "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone the luck potions are useless."
Okay.
And I will...
All right. With that, Belle steps out of the shop.
What is the shop called?
Gendel's miraculous harvested goods. Harvested goods. Gendel's marvelous harvested. Why do I do these things to myself? Harvested goods.
Kendall's marvelous harvested goods. Yeah, that's a tongue.
It's a rough one, and I do these things to me all. But see, now it's screwed my whole cadence and everything up. I do it to myself.
Well, thank you,
all the
Lendl.
time.
And I will drink. Does it taste like bad?
No, you actually really enjoy the taste. It's more sugary than your 7 sugars in your tea in the morning. Like you really enjoy this luck potion.
I will save some and I'll only take a sip and then put the rest back.
Okay. And with that, your companion, she steps out of the shop.
So that went well.
Yeah, I got myself a luck potion, and I got us. Don't worry, I tested it out. It totally worked. I had one in there, and then I had one out here, and when I had the one in there, I tested with my coin, and I rolled like 8 times, and they were all heads. So they definitely work.
Adaris just nods up and down like any of that made sense.
Because she's just talking really, really, really fast.
Sure.
But I did get us a cart and a horse. It cost me 20 gold. And I will look at... It cost me 20 gold.
Yes.
It cost me 20 gold.
Ulysses hands you 10.
Cough up the other 10. It cost 20 gold.
He was able to acquire a cart and 2 horses for a deposit of 20 gold pieces. But that's it. No supplies or anything to put in said cart.
Did you get a blanket so we can cover up the back?
Do we still not have...
We can't use the sack.
The bloody sack that the head was in.
Yes.
Probably a bad idea.
Do you want me to go back and get a blanket? Okay.
Like empty boxes or something.
Well, we could always, if 2 people drive.
You guys
we
wait
could
out here,
hide
okay?
Under the blanket.
Oh.
You guys wait out here? Okay.
Sure.
I will run back in.
Oh, you've returned!
Yeah. So
You need some more luck potions?
No. Actually, I have a really good idea.
What's that?
I've already told a bunch of people how well the luck potions work.
Okay.
So I need a blanket.
Uh-huh.
Just straight up.
Just a blanket?
A big blanket.
A big blanket. Oh, okay.
And if you give me 2 other potions, I'll tell people how great they work.
Okay, I'll give you the potions for free. But you're going to have to give me 50 silver for the blanket.
No, I'm giving you advertisement on shit that doesn't even work.
Hey, that's why I'm giving you the potions for free.
They don't work. I don't want them.
I'm an influencer?
You truly are enjoying the potions. I can tell that you're talking really, really fast.
No, that's just the 8 cups of tea with 8 sugars I had this morning.
There's more sugar in the luck potions than there is anything else.
Okay, I don't want the luck potion. Just give me the blanket.
Okay, 50 silver. 50 silver for the blanket. Or if you want, I could pay you, as you're open to having partnerships. This could be very profitable for us both in the future. But since you are willing to this, you've already paid deposit on the cart. I have shipments that need to go to the crossroads.
You, sir, have a deal. How much you pay me first?
It depends. The goods need to get to the crossroads.
I'll deliver them.
Well, yes, that's what the whole conversation, dear.
How much are you paying us?
I will literally give you 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
But that's upon delivery, so you have to speak to my associate at the crossroads.
When will you... Oh, we're bringing them back here.
No, you're taking them too.
So just fill the cart then for us when we get the cart.
I heard there may be some wolf hide and warg hide and a warg head going north as well.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you?
Sliced it clean off. It was so epic.
Okay, well here, have 3 luck potions for no cost.
Okay.
There was going to be no cost. I don't even know why you were arguing with me about the blanket, because there was no cost for the luck potions I'm willing to give you.
They are water and sugar.
Yes, that's
No
why
one
they
will-
are free.
No one will
To
buy
you.
them if they don't think they work. If you have adventurers going around telling them how they were only able to slice through the head with the luck they got from your potion,
Dear,
I am doing you a favor. And I don't want to do a favor for free.
take cart to crossroads.
Yes,
Speak with
sir.
my associate. Should
Oh,
you have
no,
it?
good.
Should
I
you
got
have?
it.
And with that, he actually follows her out. I have health potions should you require them, along with other potions as well. You're welcome to visit me in my wondrous goods store. And he goes back inside.
I like him.
You mentioned being squishy.
Yeah.
Do you need anything from inside?
I don't think we can afford potions.
Perfect. Let's load up the cart and ambush some folks.
I have some gold if you need me to get you a potion, hon.
We'll be okay. Nothing but that a good sleep won't cure.
So with that, you see actually a couple of the dock workers that worked in the shipyard come up and actually start loading the cart full of travel goods and that to take north for you, for the 4 of you to travel north with. Takes about, it's fairly quick with the extra hands. It takes about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, Gendel still comes out though and hands his new business associate Belle a healing potion. So you guys can add 1 healing potion to your party supply. It's the one, the 2d4 plus 4.
Thanks,
variety.
Gendel. You're the best.
Yeah, just don't die, because those luck potions don't sell themselves.
I try to avoid dying
Okay,
most of the time.
just don't die. Just don't die. And with that, he starts grumbling and walking off towards the
He's
end.
gonna miss me if I die.
You have a fan. Who's so we're gonna survey all around us, and Gray's gonna be like, so who's really good at working with horses?
That's a good question.
I could give it a try. I'm familiar with other types of animals.
I could try, guys. With my animal handling of 0.
I go over and start kind of like petting the horses and see kind of how they respond to me.
Are you helping out Ulysses?
Yeah, I think he sort of being in traders and of course liking knots and things like that starts hitching things up and getting things ready. For
Sure, so you both actually can make an animal handling check this time.
Oh, gosh darn it. That's an 8.
That is,
Oh.
that's a 5.
Yeah, so you guys spend actually the better part. It was faster for the cart to get loaded. To associate yourself and make yourself comfortable with the horses and such, you spend almost an hour. The sun is now getting close to noon.
Hun, maybe you should have tied the knots.
Just so you guys know, we've named them
What are their names?
Horse 1 and Horse 2.
Oh,
It took us
yes.
45 minutes, but I think
Which
that's what
one's
they
horse 1? The
appreciate.
one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the right, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
She will immediately rename them Uno and Duo.
Perfect.
And with that, Ulysses is like, and he climbs up in behind and he clucks it away. So what's your guys' travel order? Like your marching order while you're traveling?
I will also fill them in on all of the deals except for the luck potions.
Yeah. Now, were we going to in the back? Like,
Do we want 2 people hanging out in the back?
Yeah.
So if you two
so
sneaky
make it
folks.
seem more vulnerable than it really is.
Yeah.
And probably having somebody shiny and bright on the outside is probably not what we want to be doing.
So I gotta go in the back and go for a nap.
Yes.
Yeah, Ulysses is kind of homely looking. I think he would be believable as a cart.
Okay.
I also look very believable as a card person as well.
Cool. Adaris like perfect. I'm not talking to anyone. Just climbs right in the back of the cart.
So with that, as you two, as the two gentlemen of the party, do the manly things such as guide the cart. You two are sitting up. You two crawl in under and promptly go to sleep. Just relaxing away. The slow rhythm of the cart itself, just kind of lulling you two off to La La Land. What are you two doing as you're driving the cart?
Sitting in silence.
We do fit in the cart, right?
Oh yeah.
So we're like, we also have we're
Why
carrying our
wouldn't you
stuff
be sitting
back,
in
so.
silence?
Yeah, no. You guys had stacked it as your plan already was to ambush from within the cart itself. The way you guys had packed it and had it organized and such had enough room for at least two of you.
Yeah.
Are we laying with the wolf?
There's a one right here.
She's cuddling. Belle is cuddling
She's
it.
like, hey, look, guys! And she's got the head, the skull, the thing open with her head, and like crocodile
for the
trainers.
first part of the journey, yeah, you hear Belle playing with her wolf's head again, and then she like a child tends to have happen to them sometimes, and her childish nature, she falls asleep as she's playing with her toy, which allows Adar to drift off to a little bit of a restful sleep, and the two of you are traveling in silence.
I'll just sketch in what I know about the path we have traveled, because that would be appropriate, given that I know the person sitting beside me doesn't engage in things like conversation.
That's correct. And yeah, you can tell he appreciates like informational, like short and to the point dialogue, but anything beyond that, he just couldn't care less.
So I'll point out like important landmarks that I remember as we go through.
So with your guidance as you guys are traveling, it's actually made the travel easier, and that's sped up the speed of pace for the four of you. The two of you, towards evening, are awoken to the cart coming to a stop. You do notice that there was signs of some sort of struggle without even doing a close look. And with that, you guys start to set up camp. What are you two doing in the cart? You staying in the cart, letting these two set up camp by themselves?
What do we know in the cart? Because we're under a blanket.
We need you to. So it'd be like, so as we come to a stop and you work with the horses, I'll go to the back and like kind of like reach in, like have a look around, like, well, this was an ambush. You should wait here until the time comes, and I'll grab some random thing and bring it back.
Yeah. Make it seem like it's just like the two of us working this, but still kind of like between us, relaying the information. Yeah.
Okay, so you two are staying in the cart then.
Yes.
You two are setting up camp. So you guys get your cook fire going. You guys can smell the lovely wafting of a lovely meal being prepared by the two men. And there you are eating your dry rations as you're laying in wait.
And you have dark vision, so
Yes.
you see her face. It's like she wants to talk so bad, but she can't. It's like the most torturous look on her face ever.
She takes too much joy from it and just kind of looks. It doesn't say anything.
With that,
And I will, of course, relay only factual information as appropriate.
The fire is lit.
At least for the moment.
Yeah.
At least for the moment.
perception checks from you two, please. If you two want to make perception checks, they're at disadvantage.
Oh, not one.
There's really no.
Oh, not 20.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Hey, what a good team.
You and nat 20.
Yeah.
And
That one.
Ulysses, as the wafting of the fresh meat starts to reach you, you just get that salivating. You're focused in now on your meal of meat. You do this, get the sensation of 4 sets of eyes watching you from the edge of the forest line. And with that, We'll roll initiative.
Woo!
Murder stuff. Ooh.
Oh, I'm not murdering things.
And on that note, we'll just pick up next time.
Hello there. This is Ulysses Highwind. I've been informed that I need to tell you to subscribe to our podcast, Myth and Mockery. Available where all podcasts are sold? I don't know. I don't know or care what a podcast is, but apparently I'm in one.